I hope you enjoyed this video. If you want to support the channel, please go check out the link in the description for some awesome TGS merch. So we've had a look at a gun that's very similar to this before, but in 470 Nitro Express. This one is an 8x57 IRS. It is the Merkel 140. So aesthetically this is very similar to the 470. If we look at the badge, you have the Pachmeyer pad leading into the grade 5 wood, raised cheek piece. This is available with straight stock or hogsback, laser cut checkering. No teardrops or anything, but nicely cut up into the head here. And as we move forward, you have the same engraving, just scaled down ever so slightly, which is nicely etched on there. It's nothing special, but this is a workhorse rifle. This is a entry-level double rifle. On top here, we have the swing-off mount system, very exotic. And it comes fitted with Sling Swivels. The real purpose for this gun is we're going to go and shoot it and tell you what it's like. Let's go. So before we shoot this, is there anything I should know about it?
John, when we were at the English gun makers, or the
World gun makers,
World gun makers evening, you and I were looking at the double rifle. Since then, I couldn't resist. I've had to go and buy one. So I've actually bought the Merkel, what I would call the PH version. Yeah. Although it's got a little bit of Arabesque.
It's etched, isn't it? It's not
ostentatious. It is still a working gun with nice wood, nice cheek piece, double trigger, can't go wrong. As with you, I've got a passion for true hunting. I like guns to a certain extent. I like to hunt. I like to get down and shoot close up. I'm not into shooting deer at 300-400 yards. I like to try and get as close as I can to them. So what ultimate challenge to actually hunt deer in the UK with a double rifle.
Nice.
So went out, bought it, took it out in the rut, shot a couple of roebucks, found it thoroughly enjoyable and something I didn't have for a long time. I actually got that buzz back, that not buck fever, but that real buzz.
The true enjoyment. It became less of
being close. I was actually getting down with it as opposed to just relying on optics and technology.
And you shot it with open sights?
Iron sights.
Nice.
That's it. I have not got an open sight. I used my K3 for normal stalking, as you know, which is the single shot with my Leupold scope, but this really is woodland rifle, under 50 yards.
Great fun.
It's great, it's very rewarding when you actually shoot something. There's many a time I've been out and seen deer and it hasn't been ethical to shoot at them with a double rifle, because let's face it, they're not as accurate as a,
No.
as a conventional rifle. So you have to be disciplined and try and get closer. And if you can't get closer and you cock it up...
Kind of the purity of bow hunting, if you like, is that...
It's one step up from a bow, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. If you go any more basic than that, you are either rifle...
Shooting it with a stick, yeah.
Yeah. You're on a...
Which is illegal in this country,
bow and
so
arrow
it's as close
spear.
as you can get.
But it's accurate enough. I'm confident enough to shoot with it at, realistic ranges, 50, 60 yards.
Yeah.
And
it's regulated to about that distance? It's regulated to about that distance?
It's actually, this one was actually regulated at 35 metres.
Okay.
But out to 50 yards straight
We're
on.
talking an inch, if that.
It's not worth
Does it kick?
About. When I'm hunting and I've shot muntjac, fox, roe deer, don't feel a thing. If you're on target, like anything else,
boom,
you're shooting a rifle which isn't that heavy, and you've got a 196 grain cerium bullet going out, yeah, you notice it. But it's quite good. My dentist loves it because he keeps fixing my teeth. But compared with a 470 Nitro, it's very tame.
It's a baby, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, the 8x57 JRS has been very popular throughout Europe for over 100 years now. And I think there is a camp in the UK that is now going back to basics.
Well, it seems to be there's a divergence, isn't there? There's those who want that purity, that connection, the true enjoyment of the hunt, and those who just enjoy the killing.
Well, I wouldn't say they enjoy the killing. I would say there might be some like that, but a lot of them, it's more a case of They're there to do a job. It's a numbers game.
Yeah.
They just need to get numbers down.
Well, it becomes a different viewpoint, doesn't it? There's those who really enjoy those ballistics and that's absolutely fine. And I'm friends with a couple of people who are just like that, and I enjoy it to a certain extent. But if I can belly crawl from here to that target away, that's going to give me the jitters, and that's what I want.
And that's what you get when you're walking through a wood, and then all of a sudden you see a bit of brown, and you watch it, and you get there, and is it a doe or a buck? And you have to wait. Then all of a sudden it puts his head up. You know it's a buck. It's in season. You go, that's it.
Yeah.
That's dinner. And then it just gives you that buzz, as opposed to long range hunting. It's more of a mathematical exercise.
It's different.
It's ballistics and turrets and everything else. You know, that is great. That's sniping, but you're shooting deer as opposed to, you know, humans as such. This is true organic hunting.
It is in some way more connected to nature, and that for me is nice.
Yeah, it is really.
Again, it's without getting too silly with the word. There's something more spiritual about being close to deer. Without a gun, being close to nature or close to wildlife is.
When we were at the World
nice.
Gunmakers Evening, we were talking about some of the engraving. It had creatures of the forest.
Yeah.
But without sounding daft, you then become a creature of the forest because you have to. If you make a mistake, you've lost your dinner. It's gone.
Yeah.
And a row's going to run off barking. Everything else within 100 yards, 200 yards, and beyond is going to go. Oh, I'm off. So you might as well just go home. So you have to be good. You have to hone your field craft skills again to what you originally, you know, in the 80s, it used to be about how close you got to a deer. You had to get close.
We didn't have the gear we have today.
You had a Parker Hale rifle and a 4x36 PCAR scope.
And if you shot 6 inches at 100 yards, you'd be really happy.
And if you shot 4 inches, you were on a winner. So nowadays, everybody expects sub-inch group from any rifle.
Over 5 shots, yeah.
Yeah, but this, again, I just can't emphasise how much enjoyment can be gained from going back to doing it the old-fashioned way. Originally, these guns have been very, very popular in Europe, now replaced with the modern Helix and the likes of, but they used to shoot a lot of driven game. So it's something you could fire fast at a move-in. We don't do driven game over here. I'm not a great lover of it. I've been on quite a few driven hunts, and it's not my bag. I still like to get down, go into a wood, walk off, see what I can do.
Interesting. Should we make some noise?
Let's make some noise. Celery and billet.
Why not?
Let's try them.
Go for it.
Fairly tame. Should we see if we'd managed to hit the whole pheasant?
It's got some serious ejection skill, hasn't it?
Yeah, works all right.
Nice.
Not too much on the recoil. It's something you can work with. Like I say, you're only going to fire 1 or 2 shots, but let's just have a look and see how it worked.
Let's go. There's not an awful sort of group for around at that distance.
No, I mean, we can fire a few more in a minute and we'll have a look.
We'll see how it goes.
That's just.
So we've got about a 4-inch spread, but it's more likely user error, not even error. That's a dead deer. We're all obsessed with touching bullets, but that is a very dead deer.
If you're in a wood, you'd be carrying home your dinner.
Well, certainly with that. Let's go, a few more. So here we go. Cool, that was a bad shot.
You went high on the second one.
Yeah, real high. It's a different sort of feeling, isn't it? You say it doesn't kick at all. It flips a lot, a bit like the K3s, and the K3s do, they flip a lot when you shoot them, but not kick. Well, I don't think I'm going to be immensely proud of that group, but like with all things, you kind of just
I've sat down on a range and I've done some testing at 50 yards and 100 yards. I mean, we're just playing about here, but if you were taking it seriously and taking a bit more aim, trust me, this thing will shoot, you know, a 3-inch group at 100 yards.
Well, I mean, we'll go check the target quick and then maybe have a shot with a little bit more thought behind it.
Yeah, okay. So you've done virtually the same as me.
Well, I'm not particularly proud of that, but it was a we just had to get the first shots out of the way, like with all things. It's not a bolt action rifle you can sit down and be mechanical with. You do have to learn these things. And, well, I was just happy to pull 2 triggers, to be honest.
Yeah.
So I think it's all right if we take 2 shots and we take a step back and we take a bit of a rest and see if we can put something decent together. And we aim for the head of the pheasant.
Head
instead.
of the pheasant.
Well,
okay.
yeah, head of the pheasant. Let's see if we can take him out. So on that short walk back from the target, the conversation has digressed, and we are now going to have a competition with 1 shot each to be as accurate as we can be, aiming at the head of the pheasant. Closest shot wins. Just put a bit of pressure on it, just like real life, but not quite.
A simple £20 note.
Right, ready to miss? Well, honestly, mate, mine clearly is in its head. Definitely, yeah. Yours is a clean miss. Look at that.
Well, I don't know. That's quite uncanny, actually. I reckon, as it's a pheasant that's flying, mine would actually be more central.
That's probably right. So you accounted for the wind drift of the pheasant.
I was just giving it a little lead.
A little lead, yeah. I like that.
So there's about 4 mil difference there between both shots. So
much closer than the barrels are together.
Yes. So that just shows how accurate it can be when there's money at stake, or you're actually hunting.
Yeah, this is it. When you're actually paying attention.
Yes. If you just fire a couple of rounds, let's face it, you're always going to get it about right.
Well, it becomes one of those things. It's for fun. Those first 2 shots for both of us. It was just a case of.
But now you've got competition, which is young and old, and there's £20 involved.
I don't know if there's a winner, mate. We have to play again.
I think we're going to have to play it again from a further distance. From the hip.
All right, how about at the number 6?
Piece of cake.
Let's go.
We are now playing darts. This is called double rifle darts.
Good shot.
Gotcha. I can actually see it from here. I'll find that. Forgotten to.
This is where you put it in the left barrel or something sneaky.
No, I wouldn't do anything like that. Put it in the right barrel. There's around it. Oh, it's got it. See? Responsible shooting. Can't see it.
I can, I think.
I think it's near the middle. I think you might have got it, but you've actually got closer than me.
I don't know. Should we go and find out?
Let's go and have a look. If the 3 is the centre...
Oh, it's close. It's real close.
I don't think it's close. I think there's a clear winner. That's the centre. That was my shot. That's yours. You won.
Just pipped it. Thank you very much.
You beat me.
I'll point it out again. Now there's money on it, and that's freehand, and that is 50 yards, or just over 50 yards, the point where we shoot from quite regularly. That is an acceptable open-sighted group for shooting a deer. Given that's 2 different people as well. We're not head shooting.
No.
Given maybe a muntjac, you might be a bit small, but you're not going to freehand a muntjac at 50 yards with this rifle.
No.
A row every day of the week. And it is a genuine pleasure to shoot as well. A genuine pleasure to shoot.
Well, I thought that until I lost £20.
You know, so give me the rifle instead if you like.
Well, the rifle is reasonably priced. However, it is more than £20.
That's heartbreaking, but it's not. It's about £6.5 this rifle, guys. So it is a few quid, but it's not killer. It is an acceptable amount of money. Given that it is a double rifle, and it's well built as well. It's not cheap. It is just entry level. I think that's the better word. It's
well, for those that want to get more from it, it comes ready for mounts. You just buy the mounts ready to go. Put any optic on there you want.
That's real nice. That's real nice. We'll have to go out and shoot a deer with it at some point, Andy.
Yeah.
Might be quite fun.
Or we just carry on playing darts.
If only we had the time.
Well, at this rate, the way we shoot it, it'll be closed, but the pub will be open.
Sounds good to me, mate. Thank you very much for letting me play with this. It's been great to have a go and actually sort of get to experience this rifle a little bit. I fell in love with the K3 when I first used it, and hands down I think that's one of the finest rifles out. But this is, well, it's just something else, isn't it?
Yeah.
It is a double rifle. And it has that spirit, it has that history, and that in itself is a beautiful thing. Thank you very much.
Absolute pleasure.
And we'll see you soon.
Yes.